And thank you to Ice-T and Ice Cube for putting your platform on the line so we can say whatever we want on our platform. You are appreciated.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on and shit. How did you pronounce your name again? The real Black Witch. I forget the first part of that.
It's Tamsin the Real Black Witch.
Tamsin.
Tamsin.
Okay.
The Real Black.
I got
Yes.
you. We'll spell it real nice for you and shit, so people don't fuck it up. You see, so I ordered this hat. You see this stupid hat?
Wait, make racist catch the yeah. Yeah, I need one of those. I want one.
You know, I did. Yo, the hat they had in the picture was like the hats that I normally wear with the flat bill and shit. They sent this old bent bill ass trucker ass hat. I hate this motherfucker, man. It's like I don't even look that damn cool in this.
I think so. I like it.
No, I like what it says and the color, but this bent bill small style, I don't like it. So anyway, we was talking about conspiracies, man, and obviously there's been a lot of them. We're not supposed to say that word on YouTube, conspiracies and shit, but sometimes conspiracies are true. It's like anytime that there's more than one person and they conspire to do a crime, that's a fucking conspiracy, bro. But there's all kinds of them, and I do have to tell the people that, like, I used to be super duper into conspiracies, but I fell out of that for a while. And it's just because it wasn't getting me nowhere. Like, I already know that there are some conspiracies that are true, like the Federal Reserve Act of 1913 and shit like that, just for an example. But then there's some wild other shit that we don't know if this is true or not, like the Loch Ness Monster. But wait. I know you about to go off. But so
we don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, relax. But so it just got to the point where I was spending so much time researching those conspiracies, and there was nothing I could do with it. It's like it's not helping me improve my life. I'm not making no bread with this.
It's like an abundance of useless information.
Exactly. Like if we gonna go play fucking conspiracy theory like Family Feud or some shit, you know what I mean? I'm about to dominate. But other than that, it's a waste of time. So I kind of fell off of it, but I stay in touch with some of this stuff. Now go ahead, get your Loch Ness Monster shit off. I know I triggered you.
I'm just saying, we don't know. We don't know what's down deep down there, and it's a lot of depth. I don't know. I'm interested.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I know anything for certain. I'm just saying we don't know anything at all.
You know, speaking of that, I don't believe in Nessie. I'm not saying that Nessie.
Maybe not Nessie, yeah.
I mean, the Loch Ness Monster is Nessie, right? I don't know for sure that she is not real. I don't know that. But I don't hold the belief that she is real either. So I'm like undecided. There is one video I saw which was fucking crazy, though. One video. And it was just a giant swirling in the water. Now, somebody could have put something in there to make it look like that, you know what I mean? And I love hearing the stories about it and what have you, but the one, you know, that one famous image though, right? The old black and white one.
Yeah, that was debunked though, wasn't it?
What was what?
It was debunked though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a guy with a fucking boat, like an electric submarine or something.
Yeah, when I say Loch Ness Monster, like I'm not literally saying like in Loch Ness. I'm saying we don't know like what's really down there in the depths of the ocean. We have not explored it. We have no idea.
We talked about this the other day because we were talking about what were we saying, like aliens. Like you asked me if there was aliens in the ocean.
I said, you think that the aliens coming? You said you don't think they already here?
Yeah,
And I'm like, what about the water? Like, I don't know.
yeah, and it was so funny because it was like maybe we, and you were like we, maybe we the aliens. You know what I mean? Who, like if there's something that like evolved separately from us on Earth in the water, it would be totally different than us. It would be completely fucking different than us, and to them we would look alien.
Absolutely.
Like,
Yes.
where did these fucking monkeys come from?
I don't know where a lot of this shit is strange to me. I'm just here.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, I can't say for sure. I don't know.
Have you
I
heard? Of,
don't know. I don't believe we know everything about the ocean, though. That's for sure. Like, there's things that wash up all the time, and people are like, like what? Like,
yeah.
oh, we just discovered a purple frog that we thought was extinct for the last 350,000 years.
Well,
I just think that's interesting.
there was that fish. I can't remember the name of the fish that they discovered that they thought was, well, they thought it was extinct because they hadn't found any, but and it was hundreds of thousands of years old. They found that same type of fish, but it's not the same fish. You know what I mean? It's evolved since then, but it's still the same. It's not the same species, but it looks the same pretty much. But it has various differences. But they called it a fossil fish, I think.
Mm. It seems like people think that just because we haven't found it, it doesn't exist. Like it must be extinct because we ain't seen one.
Uh,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, and that's how people think of it. And we haven't even. I think they want to. I want to say we only seen like what 5% of the ocean, 1%. How? Let me
is
Google
it
that real quick.
5%?
Let me Google it real quick.
I thought it was closer to like 2.5%.
I think it might be 1%.
If it's 5%,
Oh,
then that's
it's 5%. It shows five
is it
percent.
5%? Okay,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is just the first thing that came up, but it shows 5%. I don't know if you can see this.
that's nothing though.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
that's nothing. Absolutely
no,
nothing. So, of course, there could be shit down there that we have no idea about. We might not even know what it looks like. We have no idea what's down there. We can't even be down there that long. It could be
could be
completely
anything.
foreign. Right, it could almost
A
be
whole
damn
new
near
world.
invisible. I saw some shit on like the Discovery Channel where there was just this blob of material. It looked like a giant bubble that was just moving along the water. But they had no idea what this thing was.
Because we
And
don't
they
know shit.
touching
We,
it.
we, we really don't know anything. We really don't know anything. When I think about it, it seems like we know more about space than we do about the ocean and what's really going on deep down underwater.
I almost agree with that. I almost agree with that. But I would say that we might know about space as far as the actual space between planets and how that mechanism works. But we have no fucking idea what's on the surface of these joints. We don't know nothing.
Right.
Because there's animals that live at the bottom of the ocean around volcanic vents where it's like 1,000 degrees. It's hot. It's
But
boiling water.
who's seen them? What do they look like?
There's
What are they
videos.
called?
There's
Huh?
videos.
Are they?
You
I
haven't?
would like to see these videos.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna share the
Just
screen.
send me these
I'm,
videos.
I'm gonna share the screen and we're gonna pull something up. So this is just life at the bottom of the ocean. These are shrimp
How deep into the ocean is that?
on the ground. Like, the
Oh, like
the
how far?
bottom. Shrimp near eruptive vent filmed on the 2009 Northwest Rota expedition.
You know they say that shrimp are like the roach of the sea.
Yeah, they kind of are.
And then they also say like that if an atomic bomb went off, that one of the one things that would survive would be the roach. That's terrifying.
Yeah, they can survive like nuclear winter.
Yeah. That's interesting.
All right. So
I
this
hope you have
this is
shrimp today too. I think
the
I'm straight
vents.
now.
So you can see the
What is
vents. You can see the heat coming off these vents because it's literally it's lava under there. You know, water and lava, that shit gets hot quick. So it's like boiling water, and these shits are living in that. Like how?
What are those?
This is a this is drawing. I don't know what they're talking about here.
What is that? I
Heat
don't know what
heat
I'm looking.
heat loving microbes. But look at
That
all
looks
this shit.
like
There's crabs and shit down here living in this bullshit. This is crazy. So
I
anyway,
never.
I
Yeah, that's kind of bugging me out. I've never seen anything like that.
yeah, you'll have to check out more stuff on that.
Yeah,
But
you have to send that to me so I can look at it. That's really buggy.
I ain't gonna do that right. I'm doing too much, but I'll remind
But
you.
don't do it now, but later. I want to see it. That's strange. I've never seen anything like that. I like to know how deep down into the ocean that is.
um, yeah, we'll look at that some other time because I
Mhm.
don't want to
Yeah.
research that stuff.
Okay.
But at the same time, my point in bringing that up is that it's so hot down there and shit is still living. We have no idea what could be living on like Mercury or some shit where you know the temperatures are different, or in Jupiter's atmosphere. You know, if something can live that hot in water, maybe it can live in what fucking methane? Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah. So
Scary.
anything could be fucking down there. What else? What else were we talking about the other day that interested me? Other than aliens. Well, no,
We
let's not
talk
skip
about so
this.
many. We talk about so much stuff sometimes that you just be like, okay, wait, we're gonna have to slow down.
We kind of all over the place with it. But let's
So
stay on the aliens topic for a second. Let's stay on the aliens. You
okay,
did see that the Pentagon finally released videos of the alien or not I can't say alien unidentified flying objects that they cannot explain, right?
well, I saw that they released them, and I saw that that's what they said.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I did see it. I
You,
was paying attention to when they released it too, because it seemed like a lot of people didn't. I don't know if they missed it or people just are already like, yeah, like whatever we know type of
yeah, people don't seem to care, you know.
thing. Yeah.
But Rogan
Really.
did a whole. I hate to keep bringing up Rogan, but he did a whole podcast on those shits like
Mhm.
6 months before the Pentagon released them. Like
I
I
saw
had
it.
saw them early, so it's
Mhm.
like, yo,
I saw him. No, I saw him before Rogan did him.
did you?
It was like the same. It was kind of like a series of videos that had already been released.
Right. So then why did the Pentagon re-release them and make them official?
Why did they do that? Why would they do that?
I don't know, man. You know, I don't think 2020 can get any worse than a alien spacecraft coming down trying to fuck us up. We're already dealing with too
No.
much.
I don't know. I thought it was interesting. I'll say that. I thought it was definitely interesting that it was like you basically showing people things that we've already seen, like other just local news stations and stuff had covered the story of some of those videos.
Huh.
So it wasn't really like they were giving us new information.
No, it
It was just
wasn't. But
like,
they were still making it official, though. Like, because without them coming out and saying it, it's not official. Because we see videos all the time and they're covered by news agencies like the Phoenix Lights and stuff like that all the
mhm,
time. But this is the first time that the government has said, "Yo, we don't know what the fuck these are." The actual government. I'm not talking about a person that works in the government, like
mhm.
the aircraft the aircraft pilot that was on Rogan's channel.
Right.
He said it cool, But when you said the actual
Right? I'm
government
saying the
saying,
actual government is saying that. So what do you think? I don't.
I don't know either, but I don't feel like these things are new.
I for sure. I definitely don't. I definitely don't. I'm not sure what took them so long to say to make it official, to make an official statement about it. That's more strange than anything. I
Yeah,
don't think we'll know.
I
I
don't.
mean,
Yeah, they
I
don't.
don't think. Yeah,
I think they know more than what they're telling us for sure.
of course they do.
Because I watched that Bob's Lazar story. I mean, I knew that story when I was a kid. I mean, I'm an '80s baby, and that story was out when I was a little boy. You know,
Hmm.
and then I mean, he had that documentary recently, and I listened to. Um, Obviously, he went on Rogan too. This is the third time we mentioned Rogan, and we got to stop this. This is getting crazy.
Yeah, yeah,
But he was over there,
we
right?
do.
But he was over there, and I thought it was funny because he was saying that the craft that he was working on, because they're supposed to be trying to backwards engineer this shit, they had
Right,
found in an archaeological dig, and this thing was ancient.
right. You were telling me about that. You were
So
telling me about that. That it was ancient, and they were still trying to figure out how it even works. How they were trying to back engineer it, or
right,
what do you say? You
reverse
know,
engineer, back engineer, same thing.
yeah, they had no idea how to even though it was so old. So I think that they have more information than they tell us about a lot of stuff. I believe that.
Oh yeah, that's for a
Mhm.
fact. That's for a fact.
Especially about that particular topic.
You know how
You know,
far? You know I don't. So like I believe that part, right? And that makes sense to me. But I don't take it to the point of like David Icke, where he's like, yo, the leaders of the world are reptilians. They are aliens. So I'm like, yo, I can't go all the way there with you, bro. Like, I'm sorry.
yeah, that's far.
it's
That's
it's super far.
as far
Yeah, what do you think though? You think they're reptilians?
as far as the I think that I think that I'm not saying I believe that they turn into reptilians. Like they go home and then they like shed a skin and morph or
Right.
nothing like that. But I think that a lot of people and a lot of positions of power, them motherfuckers is snakes and snakes is reptiles. So
Have you seen
I'm not saying they physically. I'm not saying they physically morph. Now I have seen some videos of the
the eyes
of
and
some
shit?
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some stuff.
I've seen some crazy shit too, but that wasn't convincing enough for me.
I've seen some weird stuff. But I'm not saying it wasn't enough for me to be like, okay, yeah, these motherfuckers they full blown turning into geckos when they get to the house. I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I remember some stuff where it was like there was another set of eyes and stuff. It just looked there were some creepy looking videos that I've seen.
I've seen some extremely creepy videos too.
But I
I
don't.
just haven't seen anything with my own eyeballs to be like, oh,
Correct. And then sometimes when you see the shit, it's like, okay, this is what we did. We recorded the news, right? And then we filmed the news with a camera and then played that back and then shot that video on the TV with another camera. And now you can see it. Like, yo, nigga, you fucking up the footage.
yeah, you can't trust it.
And no,
You
you
can't
can't.
trust it.
You
I'm not
can't
sure.
keep re-recording it like this off of from device to device. Like I don't.
But if
Nah.
I if I had an experience of my own, I would not doubt it. I would.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, subjective
Seem like some people
experiences.
are just evil by nature. I don't know. I don't know what they go home and turn into. But if I see shit,
Some people definitely lack empathy for sure. I mean, and I don't know what the problem is with that, but some people just don't care about other people at all whatsoever. They care about themselves and maybe their family, but they only care about their family because they want their name to live on type shit.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like our president's like that. I don't think he give a fuck about nobody. That's why it's like hard for me to figure out like is he really racist or not because I don't think he gives a fuck about any race.
Yeah, yeah. I know what you mean when you say that, because it's like you don't care about enough about anybody to be racist.
Right. You
It's
don't
not.
give.
It's not about anybody else.
Is it racist if you hate everybody? I don't.
Maybe. It just seems extremely maybe narcissistic. I don't know if that's the right word,
That sounds
but
right.
I don't think you can be. I'm not sure if he's intelligent enough to be racist. But then I'm also not sure if
I have never heard that one before. That's just hilarious. You're
I
not
don't
even
know
smart enough to be racist. That's hilarious.
don't. I don't know if he has the capacity to be.
Maybe
Because
not.
he just seems so self-centered that he don't care about nobody else.
To be honest with you, I think he's just a fucking puppet anyway. I don't think any of the speeches are really coming from him. You know, I think he gets up there and
Mhm.
fucks them up because he tries to freestyle a little bit and fucks up a little bit. But I don't.
But that be yeah, because he be freestyling. Because he be trying to say he go off script and fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he be like, let me find it. Where did I leave off? Because
Right.
I'm fucking
Where's
up.
that teleprompter at? Let me.
And you can see the people behind him like this motherfucker don't know the goddamn thing.
Right.
Like they pissed off. Like he's saying shit he ain't supposed to fucking say.
No. I.
It was very good, very, very good. It's been amazing. He said, did you see what he said? When he said, made a comment about George Floyd, like he would be happy
Yeah.
to
Look.
see.
Looking
He was
down and
talking
seeing.
about the job stats. And he said George Floyd would be happy.
There
And I'm
was.
like, are you smoking crack? Like,
There
where?
was something about that because I didn't watch the actual. No, let me take this back. Let me phrase it like this. There was something about that where I read it, and the way I read it, because it just highlighted those phrases, sounded terrible. But then when I listened to it, it didn't sound like that. Like they had edited so much shit out of it that it made it sound worse than what it really was. You'd have to go back and listen to it. Did you listen to it or did you read
I
it?
listened to it. I listened to it, but I didn't read like a transcript or anything.
Okay.
I didn't do that.
It wasn't.
I listened to it. So I don't know if they might have chopped and screwed it.
Yeah, it wasn't like a transcript that I read. It was more like an article. You know how people write shit. He
Uh-huh.
said this, he said that, try to attach it to a meme type shit, and it sound terrible. So then you go look at it, and then it's like, okay, this is not the same shit. You know what I mean? But either way, the motherfucker's stupid, and he should not be saying anything close to even related to that shit at the same time at all.
No, it was just inappropriate. And it's almost like, do you not know? How can you not know? And even if you don't know, it's motherfuckers at the White House, they work for you. Because they supposed to know. Right? So even if you don't know, they know.
Yeah,
So I
man.
don't know if it's a joke. Not a joke, but like, is this some kind of game? Because it doesn't seem real. How can you just not know
Oh,
anything?
he. I wouldn't say he knows, but some people know. And I feel like that's one of the. I mean, if he said that like verbatim like that, and it was that offensive like that, that's him freestyling, going off the dome.
But do you think that sometimes that, as far as like media or like news, that they do chop and screw things and then
Oh yeah,
regurgitate them and ship them to the people over and over and over?
oh yeah. I mean, we've seen that. We we know that the CIA has ties to all corporate media. and we know that they feed them stories. Okay, let me break it down like this. I feel like Trump is a fucking puppet. Nothing. He only signs what someone else tells him to sign.
I get it.
He's not really calling no shots or doing anything. He's a fucking joke. But to be honest with you, I feel like all of them have been that way, all the way back to JFK. All of them.
Mm-hmm. Do you think JFK was or afterwards?
No, JFK was the last real president. Well, that's why they killed him, because he wasn't playing ball.
Mm-hmm.
But ever since then, everybody knows what time it is. You play ball or you get your dome popped.
Right.
The country is not ran by Donald Trump right now, and I don't see how anybody could really see it that way anymore. I
agree.
And further than that, I don't really think there's two political parties anymore.
I haven't believed that for a while. It's all the same. It's all the same game.
Mm-hmm.
It is two different parties, but the people who are voting for the Democratic or Republican Party don't get that it's not really us against each other. It's more like us against them.
Well, yeah, exactly. They're giving us the illusion that there's two parties, but really, them motherfuckers work in the same offices.
Yeah.
They all work together on this shit, you know. And they'll say some shit. Oh, we're gonna do this for you over here and over there. They're doing that, but really, neither one of y'all are calling the shots anyway. Who's calling the real shots? Who's the motherfucker that says, okay, you can pass this law and that law? Who's doing that? Because I don't. It ain't us.
That's a fact. That's a fact. So do you think, so I was watching Jane Elliott earlier today. She did an interview like maybe a week or so ago. And she was saying that basically she thinks that the problem is like ignorance and people just doing what they've been taught. And if we reteach people that we can annihilate racism because it's people only are racist because that's what they've been taught from home or from their parents and stuff like that. You think that's a possibility?
I mean, it has to be. You know what I mean? I mean, like, babies aren't born racist.
Right.
So where do they get it from? We know that if you put a black baby and a white baby in a room together, they'll play.
They'll play with each other, yeah.
They'll do that all the way up until they're, toddlers and, kids. Kids will just play. But at that age where they start learning shit, where do they learn racist shit from? I mean, it is possible that something could happen in their life which would cause that has nothing to do with their parents. Like, say, white kid gets jumped by a bunch of black kids. He might grow up to hate black people if he never had a positive experience with black people. That makes sense. And vice versa. Black guy gets jumped by a whole bunch of white guys when he's a child and never has positive experiences with white people. That could happen. Or it could be taught by your parents. And your parents are telling you the stories of their grandfather and how black people robbed from his store, and it's all black people are like that. You can't trust them type shit. But if you grow up like that and you get past the age of like brain development, like where if you're like past 30 years old, because your brain fully develops around 25, 28 years old, right? It takes a fucking lot to break that out of your brain. That's how you've thought. It takes a lot to break that. And in order to break that, you have to have those positive experiences with the other race. And I'm talking super positive, if they're super racist.
Yeah.
So I don't fucking know how we solve that fucking problem. It's weird because I mean, there are members of each race There are people inside of each race that are racist.
That's a fact.
Now, people will say that's not a fact, though, and they will argue with me. Black people can't be racist. That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Like, no,
Yeah, that's true.
black people cannot.
I think it's racist. It's racist to say that black people can't be racist.
I don't know if
I
that's
think
racist, but it's definitely stupid. Because,
how if I'm black, I can't be racist because I'm black? That's racist.
right, what if I want to be racist, nigga? No, no, but I've seen racism from black people. I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
And most recently I seen it when the people in China were not letting the Africans over there buy from their stores and shit like that, and they were treating the African people over there like shit.
I'm familiar with I followed.
Right.
Mhm.
So black people here in America was like, okay, we boycotting all your stores, and I'm like, yo. So they're like, we're not going to the nail place. I'm like, yo.
Yeah, we talked about that.
But I'm like,
Well,
yo.
they couldn't go to the no place anyway because of coronavirus.
But no, this was before like it like hit here or whatever that bad. You know what I mean? But it don't matter. They're saying we're never going again type shit, right? Which, you know, people bullshit. But I'm like, yo, the nail place is probably fucking Koreans. Those ain't even Chinese people. There's a whole different people from a different fucking part of Asia. But you're boycotting all Asians because Chinese people did this one thing to Africans. And are we even African? We're fucking Americans. What is going on? So I see.
We talked about this. You know, we talked about this situation, but it's only temporary because they opening up the hair salons and the nail shops and all of that stuff up now. So
I already know. But
all the people who was talking,
you know they need them nails and that hair.
they gonna be up in there.
I saw when they had first opened up that one in Detroit that was closed for a while. I don't know where it was at, but they had a line out that bitch, and they was just having somebody come to the door just to put an order in, and then they would go in there and get it, and then bring it out to them and sell it to them that way. They was doing like curbside.
At the beauty supply store.
At the beauty supply store, they had a fucking line.
That's some trifling shit right there.
Right.
That's terrible.
What was terrible is ain't nobody was out there with no masks on, and then Detroit got hit hard. It's like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
Trying to get some
trying to look good, vanity.
To go where? But to go where? To do what?
Nah. You ain't gotta go nowhere no more. Everything's on your fucking phone now. You need to take a picture.
But that's stupid because you stand. You're supposed to be in the house. You standing outside in the line to go to the beauty supply store to put some hair in your head so you can get on. I don't know
so
what
you can get
Snapchat,
on IG.
TikTok. That shit is so fucking stupid.
So you can get on
and
IG, show the ass.
Because you don't like yourself. You dislike yourself so much that you go stand in the line to go get that. That's trifling.
You know, it's funny. I was on a video call with my brother. And it just reminded me of this. This nigga Beard was out here like this. He had an afro. He didn't give no fuck. And the crazy shit about that is that he's always cut his own hair. I cut my own shit too, but since he didn't have to go to work, he didn't give a fuck. He was still having ladies over and shit. You know what I mean? He just wild, man.
I gotta see a picture of that.
I think he shaved up. He probably got a picture. Mama got one. My mama got one, so I'll have to pull it. I'll have to get it.
I gotta see that.
Yeah, it was funny. But yeah, but the point is that all people from all races can be racist. That's a fact. I've seen it from everywhere.
For sure.
But how do you break it from people? And it's like this silly thing, tribalism thing, where like my skin color is better than your skin color, or the place that I'm from is better than the place that you're from, or I don't trust you because you're from over there and your skin color's like this. I don't even understand.
It's something that I think will be extremely hard to unteach.
I think we just got to keep having sex with everybody until we're all one color. So niggas
That's
stop tripping.
we're almost there. We're almost there.
Nah,
That's the key.
hedonism 2020.
That might be the only solution. It might be.
Could be. Well, you can't really
What
tell
else
where
can we
motherfuckers
do?
from.
What else can we do? That or what, we're gonna kill each other?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even.
People are not gonna continue to live and be treated like animals, like in the inner, like that shit.
Yeah, and I don't even want to kill racists. I might want them to catch the fade, but but I don't want to go out there and just start shooting them motherfuckers. I mean, they're just stupid. It's not their fault they're stupid.
It's an education issue for sure. But when teach it to, when people teach it to their children, it doesn't stop. It's like it's like a disease. Like it just spreads and it grows.
The cool thing is though, it's been getting better, but it's getting better too slow. What? The
kids are tired of it, I think. Though.
Yeah, exactly. The next generation, they're not with that shit no more. These Black Lives Matters protests have shown that to me because I didn't know how hard some white people was down. These motherfuckers is tearing shit up. And I'm talking about the actual ones that are down.
Not Antifa.
Antifa is not a real organization as far as I'm concerned. I'm talking about people that I interact with that I know that they're down to tear some shit up. Let's just say that. That's all I will say. That I know they're around to fuck some shit up. They're not Antifa. They just like, they're sick of the bullshit. And if y'all don't learn, we'll burn some more shit down.
I think there are a lot of white people that are like, they are fucking over it.
Yeah.
They're over it. They don't think the same way. They don't have the same beliefs. And they're tired of it. They're tired of seeing it. They are, remember when we were talking about empathy? Like, they're like, I'm like this, enough of the bullshit. Then there are a lot of people who are really getting angry and don't like nothing about the protests or Black Lives Matter movements, or they're just pissed off.
And then there's other people who are like, yo, they protesting over there, and since the police are occupied fucking with them, I'm gonna be over here looting. They don't care shit about the protests at all. I'm gonna loot and tear this shit up.
Right. I'm just getting me some shit.
Exactly. They don't care nothing about that. They're just opportunists, and they're trying to get something for them. But then there's also that group of people, like I showed you that video of Umbrella Man.
Mm-hmm.
Who is he? Because that's not a looter. That's not really a rioter, and that's not a protester.
That was the fucking cop. That was a cop. That was a UC.
Cop or something. So what is that? Because that's what started the fucking riots in the first place. Then you've got everybody divided into, no, we peaceful protesting. No, I'm anarchist. I'm burning shit down. Fuck it. I'm mad now. They shooting us with tear gas. I'm mad. I'm tearing shit up. And then you got people like, oh, cops are distracted. I'm going to steal some shit. So you got three groups of people.
Right.
It is just chaos. And, of course.
It's literally like you got a slew full of different tribes of people doing different things with different agendas.
And different ideologies.
Mm-hmm.
And it all popped
Umbrella Man, I think Umbrella Man was a UC. And I was interested to see how many stacks of bricks that they were posting, like the protesters were posting.
Like, where the fuck? All right, there's no construction at this intersection. Why is there a pallet of bricks here?
It was multiple places there were pallets of bricks.
Whole lot of places that were putting bricks out. Like, what are y'all doing? So it's like, I don't know who that. It's not Antifa that's putting that out, because Antifa is not a real organization. They don't have money, funds, nothing. They don't even have a fucking website.
I saw a video of some police officers unloading bricks.
I saw that too. I saw they was in the back of like a flatbed truck, and they had like a tarp
Mhm.
over it, and they pulled back the tarp,
You see
and they were
that?
stacking the bricks on the side of the truck,
Mhm.
like the, like what was that? So it was almost like I don't know, I don't know. I'll say this though, it was
Interesting.
almost like the cops wanted riots so they could go in and shut everybody the fuck up, fuck this protesting and shit. So it was peaceful before that guy at that AutoZone, Umbrella Man, broke that window.
Uh-huh.
Nobody had done anything, but they were always shooting people with tear gas and macing people. They were doing that before any riots started.
Uh-huh.
So now they need a reason to justify why they're fighting protests against police brutality with even more police brutality. So let's tear some shit up and then blame it on the shit being torn up is why we got to hit them with tear gas and mace.
Yeah.
Tamsin, look, I've seen some shit. I've seen I've seen so much police brutality since these protests started. It's not even fucking funny.
It seems like more. It seems like because of the protests, people are recording more. There, I've seen police officers driving down the street and spraying tear gas out of the car as they're driving by on peaceful protesters,
Yep.
just because they can.
Did you see the video of the guy that was super eager to get into some action with all his riot gear on? He was licking his lips and shit and bouncing around.
No,
And then he
no,
was the first motherfucker to pop it off. He was the first motherfucker to shoot somebody with a rubber bullet. He
I
was
didn't see that.
eager for it. Oh my god.
I didn't see that. You have to send me that one too.
Yeah, I'll send that to you. I might post some links for people if I decide to go back through them. I'll post the links in here for some of the stuff that we're talking about. But I don't want to
But
take too
it
long
is.
for the
It's
video
like
to come out.
they want the fight. They want to be aggressive. It's like,
Ex-
did you see how in New York the whole squad, the whole task force quit after they pushed that old man and literally split his head open on
right,
the concrete?
right. The old man, he was 75 years old, and he was just trying to give them their helmet back. And now they done cracked his fucking head open. Did you see how when those officers were getting booked or whatever, and all the other officers the ones that had resigned were there cheering for him and clapping?
No. What kind that's some good old boys club type shit.
Exactly. But it's like, yo, what the fuck? He cracked that man's head open, and he wasn't
They
doing
just walked
nothing.
past him. They stepped over him. They didn't even help him. And it seems like your position as a police officer, your position is supposed to be to protect and to serve. You're supposed to aid somebody in need. If a 75-year-old man who is bleeding from the head after you pushed him onto the concrete backwards, if he's not in need of aid, then
He is
who the
bleeding
fuck
out of his
is? Like, you
fucking
need another job.
ears. He's bleeding out his ears. That is the worst shit.
He was bleeding out of his ears. It's disgusting. So what about what's going on in Seattle?
Explain what I mean. Go into it. What do you mean? What part of it?
So um I've been seeing like news stories and about how like the people have like taken over a part of the city
Mm-hmm.
and they're renamed it and they're
Mm-hmm.
peaceful and they're saying that there's like really not a police presence there. So they're showing on the news like how they've taken over this part of the city. There's no people, there's no police, there's no like visible protest. It's just like they've reclaimed this part of the city and blocked it off. But
Uh,
it's really no action.
so they call that place Chaz. I forget what the title of it. What is it?
Hmm.
I forget what it's called. But the crazy shit about okay, so I saw a different section of it than you saw, um,
I
because
thought you might know more because I've recently just seen it like maybe a few hours ago.
Yeah, so I've seen people there, and I've
Hmm.
seen that there is no cops were allowed in this zone, and where they're in that zone and they're protesting. But I've seen a lot of people in there, so it's not just vacant, you know. Yeah, but I can't remember what the
I only
name.
saw it on one news site, so they just I'm seeing what I'm supposed to see.
I did see I did see that Fox News they photoshopped a picture of somebody holding an assault rifle, and they put that person outside of multiple pictures of Chaz.
Wow.
And that's fact. Like I got the evidence. Like I got the video evidence of them running the video and showing that motherfucker there where he's not even there. And like a bad Photoshop too, where like it cut part of his arm off and shit. But it's like, yo, why are you doing this?
That's some cornball shit. Like it's terrible because it's like what's the point? Like what
Yeah. Let me say this real quick. Let me
what's
say
the
this real quick.
agenda?
If you are watching this and you want links to any of the things that I'm talking about, ask for them in the comments. I probably won't try to link everything out because I want to get this out relatively quickly. But ask for that in the comments and I will gladly send that your way. We'll do it like that. I mean, most of the shit you can Google yourself, let's be real.
Yeah,
All
do
right,
your own research.
go ahead. I'm sorry for cutting you off right there.
No, I want to know what you if you got a chance to see the Oh, so we got to talk Dave Chappelle.
We can. All right, so go ahead. Go ahead. Tell me
Just tell
your
me your
take on
basic. I just want to know your basic thoughts. I want to know what you like in a nutshell. What you thought.
it. Well, it wasn't funny.
It definitely was not funny. It was nothing funny about it.
I mean, he had a couple ha-has in there, but that shit wasn't funny. I mean, but it's probably I don't think he was even trying to be funny for most of
I
that.
don't think he was trying to be funny. He seemed furious to me.
And the crazy shit about it too is that where it ended at, I thought he was usually Dave will hit us with some messages at the beginning or the middle or and definitely at the end. That's Dave, classic Dave. At the end, you're gonna get hit with a serious message. You know what I mean? And then he ain't gonna end the show with a ha, real ha, but
Hmm.
he's gonna hit you with a message that you're gonna appreciate. This whole fucking thing was like that, and it was like, yo, this is crazy. And it was almost like I don't know if he wanted to open with what he said and then got so mad that he didn't do any jokes after it, or he cut it and we only see what he put out. I mean, because there's no breaks in his dialogue, so
Hmm.
that chunk was together. Now, was there something after it that he cut out? You know what I mean? Or it was odd. I appreciate him doing that because that's him using his platform to make sure that people understand his perspective on it and our perspective on it too. So they
Hmm.
come for comedy, but no, nigga, you about to learn some shit.
Hmm.
So that was my perspective on it. It wasn't funny, but I definitely appreciated it.
Definitely wasn't funny. I agree with you. I appreciated it too. I especially appreciated the fact that he spoke out about the demand that people had for celebrities to speak out, and him saying like you don't need to hear from me. Like they telling you,
Yeah,
like the kids are telling you, like they showing you.
yeah.
So
You can't stop seeing this shit.
yeah, you can't. And it was I appreciated it for that, but it was absolutely not funny. When I told my husband about it, I was saying you gotta watch it. And he was like, "Oh yeah." I said, "Yeah, but it's not. It's not comedy. It just wasn't."
It's not. And
Mm-mm.
I don't think nobody was expecting that shit, bro. Like
I
I knew,
wasn't.
I figured that he would touch on it, but it didn't
Uh-huh.
even seem like he was trying to be funny. Like you can you can kind of tell like he just like, nah, nigga, I'm just gonna touch you real quick,
Mm-hmm.
touch your soul. And
It
I
didn't seem like he was trying to be funny at all.
no,
It seemed like he was trying to make sure we knew that he wasn't trying to be funny.
yeah, yeah, like yeah, I
I
agree
wouldn't
with
have
that.
laughed anymore if I was in a room with you for 30 minutes and you know what I mean? And you
Right,
crack a joke here. You're not trying to make me laugh. You're just being yourself. I think that's kind of what I got from him.
right.
It was deep.
It was deep. It was deep, and I'm glad he put it out. I don't care if he chopped it to make it look like that. I don't give a fuck what his reasoning was behind that. Thank you,
Yeah.
Dave. Thank you, Dave. And
Okay.
maybe that's also a message to other comedians as well. Because Dave always has a meaning behind this shit. Like some shit you really can't laugh about. Like I'm the best motherfucker out of all of y'all, and this shit ain't funny to me.
Yeah.
So make jokes if you want to, but this ain't. I'm gonna put this shit out here to show you why it's not funny. So you follow that up with some jokes.
Right. Yeah, he made some really good points.
Always does.
I could hear the anger. Like it was, you know how like sometimes, especially like being a woman, like when a man like really angry and he do this, it was like, oh, he mad.
Yeah,
I could feel it.
he was
It
definitely.
was sad. It's sad to be able to feel it, but just like the pain and it's yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
I'm
mean,
like, yeah, I can hear it. I can feel it.
yeah.
No
Some
jokes tonight.
some stuff that I watch is really like that. I watched the. I don't want to change the subject, but I watched that Five Bloods, that Spike Lee movie that just came out on Netflix.
Oh, so I was gonna watch that. I was gonna watch that yesterday. Was it good?
I liked it. The All Lives Matter people don't like it, according to the reviews on Facebook. You know what I mean? But who's listening to them, and why are they watching Spike Lee in the first place? They should know what it is.
What? Why aren't they watching Spike Lee? They
Bro,
don't like
I don't
it.
want to get
What?
off into that, but the first 15 minutes will make you mad because it was just going over the history of civil rights and what happened to the black men and women that went to war for this country and came back to racism and poverty. It's enough to make you fucking shitty. Like, look at this shit. And why are we still dealing with this shit now? We're still dealing with this shit that happened back in fucking Vietnam? What the fuck? Police brutality was going on to the fucking soldiers that came back from Nam, came back from World War II. They're getting brutalized by police, and here it is, 20 fucking 20, and we still dealing with the same
Same
bullshit.
shit. Same shit.
Yo,
So what do you think about the? Did you check out Dane Calloway?
I liked Dane Calloway. It was not what I expected. And thank you for showing that to me because you know I was trying to shut you down. I was like, don't.
What do you
Because, man, it's like with,
for me?
like with the conspiracies theory talk, sometimes motherfuckers get the tinfoil hat game on strong, right? And they be talking about the Illuminati and like the the fucking Bible code and all kind of wild shit, right? And I'm like, yo, I'm not trying to hear that. We saw that man get killed, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But Dane Calloway, it's one of those things that y'all might want to ask for a link for, motherfucker. But
Mhm.
Dane Calloway was definitely not doing that. He was saying that, yo, he got killed, but these are some weird ass circumstances that he got killed under.
Mhm.
Why did they do this? Like this?
Yeah.
So I ended up watching. Obviously, I watched the video that you sent me, and I watched 2 hours of the podcast that he did. And I will say
Okay.
that he has great production value. Like the shit that he's doing with that, I'm not even trying to do that shit. Like I'm gonna have conversations with people, but like that piece that he put onto YouTube, he
Mhm.
edited and created that and then played it during the stream. That wasn't live. Did you notice that?
Oh, no, I didn't notice.
See, I can see things like that because I do this,
Mm-hmm.
but he created that 20-minute video, putting all that stuff together, right, doing the voiceovers for it, and then played it for y'all live in the middle of his 3-hour stream.
I see.
And you can tell, and there's places in there you can hear him talking over himself.
Yeah, okay.
But how can you do that?
You know what? I didn't notice. I guess because I have no idea all of the
It's
all it takes to.
I'm fucking weird too, man. I see shit that people don't see in videos and stuff. I see that shit. Now, granted, I did not pick up on nothing that he pulled out of that George Floyd video, or all of those videos, I should say, as far as body cams and surveillance, and then also the main video that we saw. I didn't pick up on any of that shit because honestly, I never wanted to watch it again. And the only thing I was focused on is, why are they doing this to dude? But he had the actual wherewithal to sit there and watch this over and over again and pull these pieces of data out. And
yeah,
I appreciate him for that.
Yeah, and it's not. I think he does an amazing job of eliminating his opinion from his content. I feel like he sticks more to the facts and asks questions.
Yes, and I appreciated that part of that. Now, I don't necessarily agree with everything that he said in that 2 hours that I saw the video, which naturally, why would I? I'm Nap. I'm fucking crazy. So there's going to be some shit that I just like, I don't know about that part. But as far as that 20-minute segment goes, I would ask those same fucking questions after seeing it that way. Like, yo, what is this? What was written? Why was the body camera of that cop so heavily edited? Like, I get that you're going to block out the names of innocent people and the images of innocent people in the video, but why did you block out what was written on the fucking note, that blue sticky note? Why couldn't we see what was on that?
That was weird.
Right.
What could have possibly been on the note?
I don't know, but the crazy shit was, like, the cop was walking away, then he read the note, and then he walked back like he was going to ask a question, and then he thought better, like, maybe I shouldn't even ask this question, and got back in his fucking car. And when he got in his car, he stutter stepped. He didn't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah, it was weird. Did you see the EMTs?
Yes, I did see the fucking EMTs, and they did have bulletproof vests on. I couldn't make out weapons, but they definitely had, like, fucking police belts on. Why are the EMTs dressed like cops? Is that normal for Minneapolis? And why do they have bulletproof vests on? Is that... What the fuck is that? Because it's not like riot response shit, because the riot shit didn't happen until after he died. So what the fuck did we watch?
I don't know.
That shit's crazy.
That shit's crazy. Say, I didn't see it the way. I didn't see it in the way that we could even, converse about it like this right now until I watched Dane Calloway's doc. I didn't see it. But when I saw the times jumping, and it just was a lot of weirdness. Then there was something going on in the car. Like, what were they doing to him in the back of the car? And then why put him in the car and take him out of the car?
Right. He's already
contained. He's in the car. Why
with handcuffs on, and y'all are scrambling and tussling with him inside the car, but he got his hands behind his back in the car. All you gotta do is close the door. He can't do shit. That's what the fucking back of that car is designed for. So what was that? And why did they? Okay, the officer with the sticky note, he was the only officer that kept getting sent away. But he's not a Minneapolis police officer.
He wasn't a people.
He wasn't a people, so he kept sending him.
They already had an agenda, and they were trying to keep him out of the way. Go check on that car. Go make sure. Even the one officer told him, go make sure nothing's wrong with that car.
Right.
And I'm thinking, nothing's wrong with it. Like what? Like how? Like if I haven't had a conversation with you, I'm watching the camp. You haven't even discussed anything with this man at all.
But
He doesn't. You don't know what's going on with him. He don't know what's going on with you. First thing he say when you come over there is go over there and check and make sure that car, nothing's wrong with that
right,
car.
your job is to
He just
watch
says,
over there.
okay, turns around and walks away.
Right. So it made me ask, like, okay, I know that's not their people, but then why is it that that man is the only one with his fucking body cam on?
Because he wasn't their people.
So we
He
got all
wasn't.
his body cam shit, even though the shit we can't hear and we can't see, even though we should probably be able to hear and see that shit, is
Sure.
edited out. And I don't. Did they destroy this to the point they edited it out to where when the trial happens, they still can't see what's on the blue note? Did they do that shit? Or does the jury get to see the raw fucking footage? I want to know that. And I want to know why the fuck the Asian dude had a fucking body cam on that we don't got no recording from.
You haven't seen it.
Right. And where is the footage, the surveillance footage that shows them putting George in the car and then taking him out of the car? Because clearly we have them tussling at the car. So where is the point where you put him in the car? Where's the point where you took him out?
Right. Where did you put him in? Where's the footage of you taking him out? Where's the footage of him passing a $20 bill?
Right.
Where's the footage from the store?
Right. And who passes a fake 20, goes and sits in the car,
and waits for the police
to come? Because response time in the hood ain't that good. We looking at 3 to 5 minutes. Who the fuck is out here hanging out?
Nobody.
With 2 other people in the car.
That 20 off, you go.
Who are the other 2 people that were in the car? Why haven't we heard from them motherfuckers at all?
No clue who they are. I haven't.
And on top of that, the motherfucking Chauvin, however you pronounce his name, he knew him. They knew each other.
Yeah, because they worked together.
Right, and then the owner pretty much said...
There was a guy who did an interview that said that they...
yeah, another co-worker.
Oh, I think I lost you. Oh, there you go. That said that they had fallen out, that they didn't get along. And then I guess he reneged or he recanted and said that wasn't true. So it's a lot of interesting things going on with that case.
And that fucking place that they worked together at burned to the ground in the riots.
I saw that.
There's a lot of that shit that's super fucking weird, man. I tried to share this video with my mans and them. Like I was telling you, I fuck with these guys that we watch battle rap and shit together, and we watch fights and stuff like that. You know what I mean? They podcasters and bloggers and shit. You know. Mm-hmm. But just like I was trying to shut you down, he shut me down. Like, I don't want to see none of that shit where motherfuckers talking about the Illuminati and all that stuff. And I'm like, look, bro, I'm about facts and evidence. That's always who I am. You know I'm not going to send no bullshit your way. But he still refused to see it. You know what I mean? And I'm like, all right. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But...
what did he think you were trying to send him?
Same shit I thought you was trying to send me. Some shit where... oh, like George Floyd was in on it. He's not really dead. This is a psyop type shit. That's type shit. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say.
I don't fucking know. Motherfuckers go hard on the conspiracy shit, and I've been out of that world for quite a while. So I was like, yo, I don't even want to be involved.
Nah, No, I wasn't gonna take you there.
Good. That's why I sent you that message. I was like, yo, I don't know if we can talk about this shit. You know, and that was before I watched the video. I was like, yo, because the thing is, I don't want to disrespect Floyd and his family or the movement. Matter of fact, rest in peace to Floyd. I support the people that are out there peacefully protesting, all of that. And I didn't want to talk about anything that would make it seem like that was fake. That was, we saw it. You know what I mean? So
No.
I was worried about that,
Yeah,
and I think that my
that
man is
happened.
worried about that same thing.
Yeah.
You know,
No. I mean, we watched it. We watched it. Um,
but something was fucking weird about that, bro.
but something was weird about it. Something was weird about it. There are things that just are that don't make sense yet, and hopefully they will. But right now, there's still a lot of things that just don't make any sense.
Yeah, no, like I don't. We don't even know who called the ambulance and why.
Mm-mm.
Like, and they didn't get off of him until the ambulance got there.
But the EMTs checked the pulse while the knee was still on the neck. That didn't make any sense to me either. How do you check a pulse while a knee is on the neck? What sense does
You
that make?
know, and when the first time I saw that video, I didn't even recognize that that was the EMT.
Because they look like a cop.
Yeah, it looked like a cop in a different uniform.
Hmm. Like a
Like,
cop from a different county or something.
yeah, because they had on what, like a tan uniform, whereas
Hmm.
the other cops had on the dark blue or the black uniform, whatever that is.
It was weird. It was weird.
It's super
I
weird.
don't know what they. I don't know. I
That
don't know
might be the
what.
one video I link in here so people can see that, so they can see what we're talking about, so they're not like, what are these two motherfucking idiots saying? And I don't want them to have to go through and watch the actual video again, because
Yeah.
I don't want
Don't
nobody
watch
to
the
see.
video.
Don't watch that video, but you can watch the one that I send you, and it's all of that shit. The drama of it is taken out, and it's just focusing on the evidence.
Yeah.
The sad part is not really in there, like it would be if you watch that video again with people telling them to get off of them and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We don't want to encourage anybody to watch the video. It's traumatizing.
Yeah, it is traumatizing. It is
Really
traumatizing. It's
traumatizing.
fucking terrifying, man.
And that's another thing I really want to speak to is that it seems like they show it over and over, and it's like, why? Why do we have to see it over and over and over and over and over? And they just keep showing it. You can't. I mean, they literally showed it for 3 weeks straight.
Well, motherfucker. I mean, that's how. Unfortunately, that's how motherfuckers get views and views count. And but I only watched that shit one time. I only watched it one time, and I was like, I ain't never watching this again. So if I saw somebody had posted it, or it's on some type of news, I'm not looking at that. I don't want to see it no more. That was just
Mhm.
probably why I had that reaction to you when you was talking about that shit. Like, yeah, man, I'm not gonna do no conspiracy shit behind this, but it's not even conspiracy shit. It's just questions about why does this look like this? What's really going on here? There's so many factors in here that we can't see. Is this destruction of evidence? Where's the
Yeah,
rest?
yeah. And then what gives you? How can you release? How can you release footage to us and then determine how much we can see? Like if I don't, I don't know. Either you shouldn't show the evidence, or you should show all of it. Why are you
I get
taking out?
I get
You,
protecting innocent people's identities and names. I get that.
I get that too.
But everything
But was it
else,
an innocent person's name on the blue sticky note?
I
Because it's
doubt it.
you gave him some information and you just didn't say it because you didn't want it to be heard.
Right.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's super weird because it wasn't nobody's name written on that fucking shit. Because if it was a name or some evidence that he needed to keep, why would he throw that fucking sticky note out the window?
I think he told him to move his car to the other side of the street because he already knew another car was going to pull up,
Yep. I feel like that's what was on there too.
which is weird
Yeah,
because how did
move
you know?
your not our department car out of the way so we can.
Weird.
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like to me. Because even though he didn't, the officer seemed like he was gonna turn around and ask a question. When he went back to his car. He got in. He moved it. He didn't do anything else. He didn't make any calls.
Oh yeah.
He didn't. He didn't do anything else. He just moved the
You know what
car and got out.
crazy shit about it is that's probably the one good cop. But you know what that one good cop did? Didn't say shit. Because he
Mm-hmm.
knows what time it is. He knows what time it is. They know who you are, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. It's terrible.
I know, right? And I don't know how to pick the fucking mood back up from this. So like, it's
Yeah, you gotta.
it's
Let's.
over. I think it's over because goddamn,
I'm like, I need a drink now.
I've been drinking. I've been drinking, but goddamn, I'm not drunk. I wish I was drunk, and I'm not about to turn it up more. But it's just like, yo, bro, what are we doing
Yeah,
here?
it's like enough is enough. The one thing I can say is I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the young people.
Yes,
I'm kind of
I'm
impressed.
proud. I'm proud of them. White, black, Mexican,
All of them.
Asian, all of them. They coming together, and that's the unity we haven't seen in a very long time. And then the crazy thing is about it is like there were definitely, multicultures together during MLK's time, but it was nothing like what we see now. It wasn't even
No,
close. And I don't even know if they knew that it would get like that. I mean, I'm not saying that this was an on purpose sort of thing or anything like that, but I don't think that anybody knew that we are more unified than the people on the right would think.
mm-hmm.
We don't want that racism shit. That shit gotta die. Motherfuckers ripping down statues and shit. That shit gotta go.
You've seen this?
Yeah,
Have you seen them throwing like they throw motherfuckers in the lake?
yeah. They did you
These
see the
sections motherfuckers down.
did you see the white people trying to fish it back out?
No,
Cause like yo,
that had to have been
the
hilarious though.
next it's
I'm not gonna
fucking
lie.
hilarious. Cause they're out there the next day. They're actually there's a ladder right there climbing into the water trying to find it. Like and it's deep. This is a river, and they got a pole. They're fishing for it. Like why? What is so important about this fucking slave trader that traded thousands, and I'm talking the tens of thousands of slaves, that you need to pick this thing up out of the water? Why? Why do you want this? And people are, oh my, it's history. They're like, motherfucker, history is in books, and history is in fucking museums. That's where my history's at. If I want to learn
Statue.
anything about slavery, you can't even really learn about most of this shit in our school books.
It's not there. Not the truth about it.
No, it'll give us a
Not the
brief
truth about it.
we don't even got a fucking chapter in no history books in school. Not even a fucking chapter. And the shit is a book by itself. It's a course. But like I keep arguing with these racist motherfuckers on the internet. I like to argue anyway, but I'm not about to argue about anything else right now.
Yeah, you know what? The only person worse than you, I say, is Charlemagne, because you are a master agitator.
Oh,
You like to piss people off and see what they really thinking, I think.
well, I don't know that maybe I'm doing that and I'm so good at it that I don't know that I'm doing that. I'm not really trying to do that. I'm just trying to destroy your fucking arguments all the way back to the fucking backbone. I'm peeling back all these layers and I'm going to show you right here is where the racism is, stupid.
Hmm?
So I get people that are arguing all these weird ass numbers like, oh, more white people are killed by cops than black people. So why are black people mad? So one, Black people are mad. White people are mad. Asian people are mad. All people are fucking mad about this. It's not just black people. Two,
Right, everybody mad.
two, white people are 60% of the population. Black people are only 13%. So by math, just alone, they should have the more deaths by cops. There's 60% of them. There's 47% more of these motherfuckers.
It's so funny because people don't really understand that. People say, "Well, more white people die." I'm sorry, I had to go get me a drink.
Okay.
More white people die from police shootings than black people, which that makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's because there there are more white people.
Right. And I make it a point. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, yeah. I just have to go into the kitchen.
No, you're good.
I need
Take
to
take
re-up on the
take your
re-up.
time. It's cool.
Yeah, it's like they don't get the difference.
And I make
They don't
sure
get
to me it's not okay. Black people are 2.5 times more likely to get killed by the police, and that's currently in like I want to say 2015 it was 5 times more likely to get killed by the police, and the numbers are one out of every 1,000 black men will be killed by the police in their lifetime. One out of every 1,000. And there's no metric that's like that for white people. And I'm like, look, you're flipping the data around when it suits you. Because you want to say more white people are killed by police, but when I show you that based on population size, we get killed 2.5 times more likely. Well,
more.
right. Then now, oh no, that's a little number. Or when they'll say,
it's too high.
Right, black people kill more white people. And I was like, okay, and I'll say like, okay, wait.
It's either that or the black on black crime. But my thing is, white people are more likely to kill white people than they are black people.
Exactly.
Just like black people are more likely to kill black people than they are white people.
Exactly. So, and that's my point, because you say, well, black people kill more white people than cops kill black people. Like, well, you have already you're in left field now, because we're talking about police, people that are paid by the tax dollars that come from us.
Right.
We're not talking about average citizens. So you got a white. If you look at the numbers, white people kill more white people than blacks kill white people. And then they'll say this. That's because there's more white people, 60%. Okay, so now the math works for you.
White people kill a lot of white people.
They do. Black people kill a whole lot of black people too, and I believe our numbers are even higher than the amount of white people that kill white people. But here's the thing, though. There's been. I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but I want to get this out. There's studies and there's data about what happens when you put people in the ghetto, and how many black people do you think suffer from like post-traumatic stress disorder that goes undiagnosed because they've seen some shit from living in these harsh conditions that you can't even trust to call the police if there's a problem, because they might come and shoot your ass.
That's a fact.
It is a fact. It is a fact. There was just someone got killed in their home the other day. Black man, 62 years old. I forget where it was at, but he and his wife were having an argument. Somebody called the police. I don't know if it was her or someone else from the family. They came in, killed his ass. He was unarmed, and they said that he reached for their gun.
He reached for their gun.
Right. For their guns. So they killed him.
So they shot him?
So they shot him with their guns.
Because he reached for their gun.
Right. But the family member says that's not what happened. But of course, there's no fucking body cameras. So it's your word against the fucking police, and the police win automatically. But why the fuck would I ever want to call the fucking police? You might kill
Right?
me.
And who's thinking that an argument with their husband is going to turn into their husband being dead on the floor in their house?
Correct.
Like people argue. It's almost like it's like you can't argue. You can't bird watch. You can't walk your dog. You can't go to the laundromat. You can't park your car too close over the line.
No.
It's like, what can you do?
No, because they haven't made laws yet. Well, technically, it's illegal to file like a fake police report. You know what I mean? But they haven't made it legal for barbecue fucking Becky or Karen to stop weaponizing the police against innocent black people.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what they're using the police as a weapon. And I think that a lot of what's going on today, people don't realize that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Is that people do weaponize the police.
Yep.
And use them.
Yep, because they already know in their head the police are gonna come, and since you're black and I'm white, they're gonna fuck you up. Racism. That's racism.
I've had a gentleman at a store. Used to go to this store all the time, and they recently changed owners, right? So the initial owners, like I was familiar with them, like I really knew them and stuff, knew them well, like knew them by name. They knew my husband, like everybody's, hey, whatever. So they changed owners, and the new guy, he hires some guys to work for him, and they're there for maybe like a year. And so I go in one day, and the guy comes from behind the counter. He follows me. He follows me to the point where I know he's following me. So I just decide I'm not going to buy anything. I'm going to put this stuff back, and I'm going to go home because he's following me. So I put this stuff back, and he's like, well, aren't you going to buy it? You're not getting. I said, no, because you're following me. I'm just going to go somewhere else. So he's like, well, nobody's following, screaming at me and stuff. I'm like, I'm just going to go somewhere else. He's like, well, get out before I call the police. I got so angry.
Like, call the police for what?
Yeah, I was so angry. And I'm like, y'all, do you think that every black person you see like has a warrant or is afraid of the police? Like, y'all come and set up stores in our neighborhoods, and then you want to threaten us with the police? It just pissed me off. So my husband was like, just never go back. We're never going back there. Which that's all good and fine. They're gonna make their dollar anyway. But that is something that they do. We'll call the police on you. Because we're going to put you in check.
Yeah, we're going to call the police on you for actually doing nothing. But when you get on the phone, they're going to act like you're some serious fucking threat. Like there's a problem. That the police got to come and be amped up and be ready to deal with this fucking problem. There's an angry black person that might have a gun, or he's threatening me and my dog.
Did you see that shit?
I saw that shit. Was she trying to fake like she was crying?
Well, she like literally hyped her whole energy up to like really act like she was like running or trying to get away from that man, and he had not moved.
Right. And meanwhile, all she was doing is choking the shit out of that fucking dog.
That poor fucking dog.
She was about to kill that damn dog. That dog damn near had to bite her to get her to fucking like, yo, put me down, stupid.
And he was yelping, and she used his cries to act like the dog. See, even the dog is afraid.
Right.
Like, you're freaking killing that dog. That shit was terrible. It was disgusting.
That's one thing I love about the internet, bro. The internet murdered that bitch. All the motherfuckers getting caught on the internet doing that racist shit. They getting destroyed out here. They getting people fired, and it's gonna be fucking hard for you to catch a job again. You fired. They took your dog. You might get evicted.
They gave her the dog back. She got the dog back.
She got the dog back?
She got the dog back. She got the dog back.
I knew they took that dog from her. I thought
they did take it. I think they took it for about 10 days. They gave it back to her. They put it on timeout. They wanted to make it look bad, but Becky got her dog back.
God damn it. I need to see the data behind that shit. I ain't gonna trust that one. Because after,
What
well, I
changed
mean,
me?
it was a like a rescue dog anyway, so it's hard to get rid of these rescue dogs. So maybe they did because they need these dogs to go somewhere.
She shouldn't have got it back.
Hell no, she shouldn't.
She
If she
was
gonna treat it
upset
like
about it.
that, and she's racist on top of that, she don't deserve no fucking dog.
That and the whole reason that he even approached her was because she didn't have the dog on a leash.
Right. And this, have you seen pictures of this dude? This is the
Yeah.
nerdiest motherfucker. I know I look crazy with this fucking. I don't even know if you can call this a dad hat. Whatever the fuck this shit is. This real baseball hat. I know I look nerdy as shit, but I do not look nowhere near as nerdy as this nigga. Yo, first of all, he's on a bike. He's got a helmet on and binoculars because he be watching birds.
Yes, he travels all over watching birds. He looks like he enjoys the opera.
Correct.
He does.
Right, and
He looks
he
like he
wanted
enjoys the
her to
opera.
put the dog on a leash because the dog was tearing up shit that the birds like. You're not
Yes,
supposed to have a dog out here tearing that shit up.
yes.
So you
And she
fucking
was
up what I
so
like to do.
angry. She was so angry that he had the nerve to say anything to her at all.
Right? How dare
That
you?
she said, I am going to call the police and tell them that you are threatening my life and my dog.
Right.
Mind you, if I'm threatened by a man, a big, scary black man, I'm not going to run up to him and stick my finger in his face.
Right.
I'm going to
No.
go the other way, me and my dog.
Yeah,
She,
we.
she,
She knows she wasn't threatened. She know that was a
she was
fucking nerd.
aggressive.
She knew that was a fucking nerd, but she couldn't really do anything to him. The only thing she could do is call the police to come fuck him up, possibly get him killed.
For no reason at all,
Nope.
other than
The,
because he asked her to do something to follow the rules.
right. Yep. How dare you ask me to follow the rules? You're black.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm over this shit.
The internet slaughtered her ass, and that's the one thing about the internet that I love. These motherfuckers don't. You can't hide out here. You get on social media again, niggas is gonna find you. They gonna find you. Your social media days are done. You better not get on social media talking about a job.
I like it though. I think it's righteous.
It is righteous. It is righteous.
I think it's righteous, and I think it's fair because it exposes people for who and what they really are, and it makes them have to be accountable for what they do.
Just
And it's so interesting to me that when people are being recorded, they're still like, I don't give a fuck, fuck you.
no,
In words,
they,
like,
they
bro.
it's that anger in their mind that makes them forget that yo, you're on camera.
Yeah, we're watching you. People are gonna see this. They don't care. What kind of trigger is that? Like, what is that that makes a person just not give a shit about being seen as being a total racist, bigoted, hypocritical?
I don't know. They think they the police.
Because everybody want to be a slave catcher. It seems like.
Mm, let's not go into that. You know what's funny? Nah, I ain't gonna say this. I ain't gonna say,
Another time.
let's just say that there are a lot of people that we might know personally that don't understand how the police were created. They don't understand what Juneteenth is. They don't understand some of the history behind some of our systems.
Mm.
And it's like you don't want to know how the private prison system came to be. Put that camera
How
back
could
down.
you not
You over here on the bottom left of the screen over here. Put that
Oh
camera
wait.
back
I'm
down.
sorry. Okay, wait. I'm sorry. Let me. Okay, is that better?
Yeah, it's better. It's better.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it seemed like it would be obvious, but I get how people don't want to acknowledge it, I guess.
No, some people are just misinformed or uninformed, I should say. Uninformed. They just don't know. They haven't researched it. They haven't paid attention to how the slave catchers turned into the police,
Literally.
and they didn't see how private prison systems turned into the fucking slavery. Like it turned
Yeah.
into the plantation.
The plantations turned into the prison.
Correct. And the laws were built against the black people. It don't seem like that because everybody's accountable for the same laws, but we get convicted at a higher rate. We get more fucking time. The police harass us more, and the police fuck with us more. They kill it. They kill us 2.5 times more, but they also plant drugs and shit on us. There was actually a motherfucker, I forget the name of the judge, but he just went to jail because they found him guilty of taking bribes to convict more black teenagers. Teenagers he was sending in as fucking adults
Adults.
so that he can put
For
them
what?
into
For
the prison
kickbacks?
system. So what?
And he was getting kickbacks.
Mm-hmm.
He was taking bribes. He was taking money to incarcerate. Yeah, that sound like Biden and Clinton and Three Strikes and
Mm-hmm.
Super Predator type stuff for another night.
Yeah, that's definitely another night. Let's not give them everything that's gonna make them mad because it's a lot of Biden supporters out here. And you know what's crazy though? Because I'm going to vote for Biden. I'm going to. I don't want
Mhm.
to. It's gonna feel like playing with like doo doo in the toilet. It's going to be gross.
What you gotta do?
It's going to
You
be
gotta
gross.
do what you gotta do,
I
right?
gotta get it in, but it's gonna be
That's true.
nasty. It's gonna be
It's not,
nasty.
it's not. Yeah, it's nothing wrong with knowing what you playing with.
And and I didn't do this the last election. I didn't vote for Hillary because I couldn't do it. I voted Green Party, last election. But I feel bad because now we got Trump and he's out here bringing fire and fury to American citizens that are peaceful protesting. And I don't know if a Democrat could even do that because they have to maintain that they're for the people more than they are on the other side. So could they even do that and get away with it? I don't think they can. So I don't think we would see this result of peaceful protesters getting tear gas. So I gotta vote for Biden. I don't want to, but
Yeah, yeah, I can understand that. I mean, I see it, and it doesn't make any sense. It seems extremely un-American for him to respond to the people that way. But and then never, I haven't really seen him even acknowledge like the pain of the people. It's just it seems like it's just pretty much business as usual.
no, he doesn't have any fucking empathy. He can say some things that try to make him sound like because I saw him talk for a good 10 minutes about George Floyd and it sounded decent. To be honest
Mhm.
with you, it sounded decent. But at the same time, I don't think he believes any of that shit. He just knows he has
Mhm.
to say something about that part of it. But words don't mean shit to me. You know what it is? Actions. Show me what you do. If you ain't doing shit, but you saying some nice shit over here, you ain't doing nothing but giving me lip service. Fix something. You signing executive orders against Twitter and shit. Sign something to make fucking lynching illegal. Sign something to prosecute these fucking police at the same rate that we get prosecuted, or at the same level, because they get a slap on the wrist when we get fucking life.
If they even get a fucking slap on the wrist,
Right.
because a lot of times that shit is just for show.
And maybe this is a topic for a different discussion, but there is there. I want to say this on here. I want to say there's a name of an organization. It's not like an organization, but they're trying to do police reform and in the right way. So it's not just get rid of all police or take away all their money. It's okay. We need to take away some of their money and hire social workers for some of this shit. Because some of this shit, police don't need to be responding to at all. You don't need
That's a fact.
a man with a gun to go solve an argument between a man and his wife.
That's true. And you don't need two cars full of cops with guns responding to somebody who's having a mental health issue. They're
Correct.
just not you're just not equipped to deal with the situation.
Right, they're not. And it so it's called Campaign Zero is what it is. And there's a 10-part um I don't want to call it a presentation because it's really you got to read it, but they're presenting 10 things that will solve the issues that we have right now as far as the interactions with police and what have you. Because maybe they are doing too much. I mean, not even maybe they are. They're definitely doing too much. Like, we don't need a motherfucker with guns chasing down a little boy in the street because he's skateboarding on the wrong sidewalk. That, like, fuck
Mm.
out of here with that shit. Like, come on. And we have too many ridiculous laws. Like, I mean, we already know that marijuana should be legal. Why the fuck is it still illegal? And we remember why it was illegal in the first place, because the Mexicans and blacks were smoking it, so you could arrest them for it to start off your fucking private prison shit. Fuck out of here! Like, all of this shit needs to end. I'm sorry. Like, we too smart for this shit now, and the kids are smarter than us. They grew up with the internet.
Yeah. Smarter and more inquisitive and a little bit less patient. And
Yep.
they're just kind of it seemed like they just threw with the shit.
Yep.
I've been trying to keep my child in the house from going to protests since Ferguson.
Right. Let me put this out there one more time. It's called Campaign Zero, and the website is joincampaignzero.org. And you can find everything there. I'm going to send it to you, obviously, but I want people to be able to find it. And of course, like I said, anything we said in here that you want receipts, because nigga, I keeps the receipts. You did.
So what you
Oh,
think
we
about
kept the
police reform?
files. What? What?
I said, what do you think about police reform? You don't think that defunding the police will be beneficial?
No, it will be beneficial if they do it in the right way. I want to see what. I don't think that we can get rid of police fully. No, I don't believe that, because if you do, there's gonna be who's gonna stop the fucking psychopaths that are out here fucking Jeffrey Dahmer and shit. You know what I mean?
I feel like them the people they should be focusing
They should, but the
on.
but
Not shoplifting,
not
not like tackling shoplifting grannies and you know what I mean?
shop
Like,
shoplifting shit. Like, okay, theft is a problem. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but we can't
mhm.
let theft just go fucking crazy. I don't want to see shoplifting grannies get tackled, but shoplifters, they need to go to fucking jail. I mean, it's a misdemeanor offense anyway.
I agree with you.
But
But
who takes them to jail?
I agree with you. But the reason why I bring that up is I've seen videos of pregnant women getting tackled for shoplifting that weren't even
Oh
shoplifting.
yeah,
They were just pregnant.
relax, relax. But you're right. You're right. You're right. That's why we
Is that
definitely
something that we really need the police for? Or
no,
is that
no. We
something
do
that
need the police, but we don't need our fucking police. We need the police in like fucking Denmark or somewhere, Sweden, some the other type of police, the ones that aren't built on this institutional bullshit. We need a new police force where they all got to get fired and some people can reapply. And based on your history of complaints and shit, nah, nigga, we know who you are. We know what you're doing.
uh
You got to go. You done.
I think that could potentially work. I think that it's important to make sure that people are familiar with the neighborhoods that they're policing
Yeah. I
and not policing places where they live 45 minutes.
Right, they live in
away
the
from this
suburbs and
town.
they patrol the east side of Naptown.
What you say?
I said they live in the suburbs, but they patrol the east side of Naptown.
Right, because you're not familiar with those.
They don't know how to
You're not familiar
communicate
with the
with us
culture,
either.
with the people. You don't know how to communicate. Yeah, that's not. That's a bad idea.
There was one black guy that I used to know. I'm not trying to segue out of this. Let's stay back on focus. But there's one black guy I used to know that used to be a cop, and for some reason they let him go, and he keeps trying to get back in. And I went to a fight night with him, and he was watching one of the Mayweather fights. So I went and watched it. Me, and at the time I was still with old girl, right? And while I was there, somebody had asked him why he wants to be a cop. Why he wants to be a cop so bad. And this motherfucker said, "'Cause it's fun." And right then and there, I severed all fucking ties with him.
It's fun.
It's
It's
fun.
fun.
I mean, there's more that goes into it, just his personality. Because he was never a real, genuine person. He was like always playing a character. Like, you never knew who he really was because he's in this role all the time. That's what he felt like to me.
Do you think that sometimes people um, become police officers because they're like trying to physically live out this like Call of Duty type of lifestyle?
Yeah,
Like they just like the adrenaline rush
the
and the
the
I
motherf-
can I can jack you up, I can yoke you up. If I have to, I can shoot you and do it and get away with it type of
the
thing.
guy that was in that fucking protest, not protest line, but the riot cop that was licking his lips and amped up, and yeah,
That guy.
he's that guy. He knows that nobody out there has a gun. His life's not in danger, but I can fuck y'all up.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, yeah. That
That's
motherfucker. That motherfucker don't need to be on the force. But back to the campaign zero thing. It gives you certain guidelines on how you can defund, take away some of them funds. I just saw the New York Police Department get $6 billion a year to fund the police department. 6 billion with a fucking B.
they have the largest police department in the country though, don't they?
Yes,
New York? Yeah.
but billions of dollars. That doesn't seem right to me. I mean,
Okay.
we fund healthcare less than that. We fund
Education?
rehabilitation, and education is not even a fraction of that. Not even close.
Because it's not that important.
Correct.
It's more important for you to be under control for you than for you to know
Exactly.
any fucking thing.
We don't want you to know shit. You just need to stay in check. And who
Yeah.
does that benefit? Does it benefit communities or does it benefit the elite? Keep them niggas stupid and in check.
It doesn't benefit the people at all.
No, our system is broken. But I'm gonna send you that so you can see it. Join
I don't know
campaign0.org.
you know what? Definitely send me the link, but I don't know if it's broken. I think that it was made
Oh,
to work exactly the way it works.
yeah, that's right. That's an accurate statement. That's accurate. It's not broken because we
It's
fucked it
doing what
up.
it was supposed to do.
Yeah, exactly. You're right.
And so we gotta break the system because the system is working. It's doing
No,
its job.
it's crushing shit. Yeah.
It's doing what it was their intention. It's the way it was supposed to
Couple of
be.
hundred years of that system.
That's a fact. It sucks though.
It really does suck, especially when you look at it and you're like, man, it's fucked up. And like I didn't grow up like everybody else. Like I did some inner city schooling in Detroit, right? But then since my dad was in the military, we kind of bounced all over the place. So I got the education that the military people would get for their kids. Now it's not the best
Right.
it's not the best education, but it's not the worst education like what's going on in Detroit.
These babies don't have books. They don't have real teachers half of the time. They have 3 and 4 teachers sometimes in one year.
The
They
teachers
got 30 something people, 34, 35 kids in the classroom.
teachers damn near
It-
out there make more money working at Starbucks.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
And you got to
And
deal with these crazy ass fucking kids that grow up in this fucked up environment.
you do. And then when you're not dealing with them, you got to deal with their crazy ass parents that
Right.
grew up in the
In that,
same
in that
environment.
in the same fucked up environment with less education than the new their kids have.
Mm-hmm. It's bad.
It's super bad, and that's what happens, and that's why like people don't understand that when you're saying, "Oh, black people kill so many more black people than this and that," like, yo, this is a scientific fact. When you put people in a ghetto, this is what happens. When you limit their education, when you limit all of their resources, they can't buy shit, they can't do shit. There is just a cycle of fucking trauma that they deal with. And it doesn't matter what type of people that you put in that fucking environment, they will all end up fighting and killing each other. It's happened with every race on the fucking planet.
Like crabs in a barrel. But
Exactly.
and that's what goes to speak to, your I it goes to speak to the PTSD.
Yeah.
And because it is traumatic,
Yeah.
and it's not something that goes away. And then these are children who grow up to be young men who grow up to be grown men who have their own children, and then and women who grow up to young girls who grow up to be women who have their own babies, and they just reteach the cycle, and it starts over and it starts over and it'll keep starting over
Because ain't nobody
because it's
breaking the
nothing there.
fucking nobody breaking the cycle. The cycle. All they're doing is they fucking just recently defunded education. That's how crazy this shit is. White people, when you say defund the police, they lose their mind. And I'm not saying all white people, obviously. The white racist people, when you say defund the police, they lose their mind. But when you say defund education, they don't even think about it. But they've been defunding that education and putting more money into police. Like, what are you doing? So let's not teach them. Let's not teach them how to get ahead, but let's hire more cops.
Yeah, more police and less teachers. They've they've closed so many schools down in Detroit that when I tell you it's disgusting and it's devastating because where are these babies learning at? We know it's a whole bunch of babies out here, but all of the schools is closed.
Yeah, niggas is still fucking.
Where they going? Where they learning at? I think that's why it's extremely important for us to figure out a way to educate our own children. I think it's imperative because if the history is not accurate, it's being taught you be basically being taught your own history by your oppressor. That's silly.
That's okay. That's hard to do. So let me throw something at you because you can't teach me no trigonometry, and I can't teach you no fucking trigonometry.
No,
Right.
that's a fact.
But black history, we can
But
definitely
history,
no. Black history, we can teach our children. History, no, they can learn the other history over here. But I feel like it's up to us to teach them that and whatever that we can. But there is no way I'm going to sit here and say homeschooling is the best way. I can't because I can't teach trigonometry. And maybe this is what this child wants to learn or needs to learn so they could be this mathematician somewhere doing something great. But our school system is not set up to do that for them either. But I'm not going to take them from one
I'm
failing
not
system
speaking.
into another one.
I'm not speaking for no. Now, when I say educating our own children, I'm not speaking to homeschool.
Okay.
That's not what I'm saying. Um, what I'm saying is, as far as creating creating a curriculum or educating our own children about our own history. I think that that's important
It is
because
important.
I don't think that it's reasonable to assume that that uh, uh, people who have oppressed your people can teach you adequately your own history. We've learned that that doesn't kind of
It's not
that
gonna.
doesn't really work.
That's not gonna happen via.
Not as a whole. I don't think it works
No,
as a
it's not gonna happen via the fucking government because we already know this is the system. This is set up like this. That's not gonna happen that way at all. And did you know that most of the country's history books come together in Texas? The Texas State Board of Education votes on the history books, and since they buy so many of those fucking shits, that it basically affects the whole country. And then
no.
those history books get whitewashed. So when they talked about hip hop music, they changed that shit to country and western.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, okay, yes. I am familiar with the whitewashing of history.
Right.
That's why I think it's
But
important to. So when I was saying educating our own children about our own history, I wasn't talking about specifically homeschooling.
okay. That's fine.
I'm just saying that we can't count on others to teach our children our we can't. I
back
mean, Becky can teach Black history. You know, we
back to that point. Back to that point though, because I want to nail that point though. The reason why our textbooks are like that is because
yeah.
white Protestant men and women vote those books to be like that. Religion does that. Religion does that. And it pisses me off sometimes. All right, and I can't go too far in this because people get mad at me when I start talking about religion, And I'm not trying to piss anybody off. We've had good conversation, and I don't want people out there to be mad because I know there's a lot of Christians. But recognize that there is another group of Christians that fuck us up still by voting in what should be in these books and whitewashing these books, and they are Christians too. Just know that.
I I'm I'm interested on how do you vote in history. Either the shit happened or it didn't happen. Either it's a fact or it isn't a fact. And what kind of agitates me is the changing of the facts to suit other people's agendas.
Right, and then what they'll do is instead we're like, no, we don't want to highlight someone like Thurgood Marshall or let's not put these people in there because we have to make it seem like at that time there was no black leaders or no black representation. We'll tell you about MLK because that was only 30 years ago type shit. You know what I mean? At the time they were writing the book, so obviously a lot longer than that now. But you're gonna hear about him anyway. But all these other people you might not know about at all. And we're definitely not gonna show you the bad things that we've done. We have to tell you about slavery because you're gonna hear about that anyway. But we're definitely not gonna tell you about Emmett Till. You're never gonna see that in our history book.
I've never seen a history book that talked about lynching. That talked about lynching. That talked about Emmett Till. That talked about the disgusting, disturbing things that were done to Black women for the sake of science and gynecological examinations. They don't talk about that stuff.
They ain't gonna talk about the Tuskegee experiments at all. They ain't gonna talk about none of that shit. And
smallpox and blankets, they leave that shit out.
Yeah. They're not gonna talk. They're not even gonna talk about our fucking our efforts in the fucking wars. They're not gonna talk about how many black people died in World War II. They're not gonna talk about how many black people in Vietnam and shit like that. Like they're not gonna talk about that. I just learned I just learned this shit in a movie. That the population, our population right now is 13%. At the time of Vietnam, it was probably 8 or 10%. But we were 30% of the troops over there in Vietnam. How the fuck?
Like, what?
How the fuck are we 30% of the troops over there on the ground at Vietnam, but only 8% in America? Fighting a war that we don't give no fuck about. Against some people that we didn't do nothing to. They ain't did shit to us. And to come back home to basically Jim Crow.
To live under a fucking bridge. To live under a bridge. Addicted to some type of heroin or some shit that you didn't have to take for being shot. Like, this shit is terrible.
Right, because there were...
It's terrible.
The way we treat our troops is still bad. But black troops back then were treated even worse. They didn't even know what PTSD was back then. And black people already went over there with PTSD and then came back with like triple PTSD.
They just called them crazy and they end up being out in the streets or
Yep.
he just stay
they
crazy.
No counseling.
He just ain't never been right since Vietnam. He just ain't right. He just ain't right. But they not realizing that these brothers literally came home traumatized.
Yeah, fucking for real.
They were traumatized.
It's all bad. This whole shit's fucked up because it's all fucked up. But guess what?
What's that?
We just did 2 hours worth of conversation.
Are you kidding?
No. Did it seem like it was that long?
No, it didn't.
No, and
this didn't seem like it to me.
And this is what a pod's supposed to be like, in my opinion.
Okay.
So
I might get some better lighting.
You'll figure it out. You're good. Once you see this, you're gonna know how to adjust your camera and shit, though, because you're gonna be mad when you see it.
I know my face is gonna be looking all fat.
Oh no, you look.
You're just gonna have to do this on audio. I'm gonna be mad at you.
Yeah, nah, fuck that. This coming out like this. I'm about to show you what you look like, though. Because oh no, go back to sitting back in your chair like you was. Not like that. Nope.
I don't even remember.
Go to your right a little bit.
Oh, it was over here?
Yep, that's how you was. Lift your head up, motherfucker, so you get this picture.
Oh my God, it's about to be so bad.
No, I'm gonna send it to you after we end it. But yo, I wanted to say thank you for doing this with me. It's been great. I can't wait till we do this again. I know we only touched on the conspiracies a little bit, and then we went back into what's important right now, because we got to talk about what's important, right?
Yeah.
But thank you all to the subscribers and shit. Wait, you got a Twitter or Instagram that you want to tell the people about? That you want to tell us? Not yet?
No, I'm just the Real Black Witch on Instagram, on IG, and then that's all I'm willing to share for the moment.
Nah, I understand, because we talk about some heavy shit out here. I'm living on the edge, you know. I'm trying to make racists catch the fade, you know what I mean? They might have a problem with me. All right.
You gotta be careful.
Yep. But thank you to all the people. You know what it is. See